Welcome to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with Rebecca Hall-Greider. In our program each week, we provide the tools, ideas, and encouragement to help you move ahead on your journey, becoming a more powerful and impactful woman in your own life. Now here's your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider.
Welcome, everyone. I hope that you're having an amazing week. I'm honored and excited to be connecting in with you. This is such a busy time of year, as we're in the midst of the holidays, and it's so important while we're in that busyness to remember to pause, to take a breath, and to mindfully choose how we're going to navigate throughout the day. Instead of the day running us, we can, in that breath, stop, pause, purposely and mindfully shift the energy and the focus to move forward in those areas that matter most to us. So today, throughout our show, we're going to give you opportunities to take a breath and to recenter during this busy season, and to really have an opportunity to be poured into. During this season, it's so frequent that we are pouring out into others, and we forget to stop and pause and be poured into. So I want to thank you for leaning in, for saying yes to you and to us having this opportunity to connect together, heart, mind, body, and soul, so we can take a moment to stop, pause, breathe, and recenter during this beautiful season. Because when we can bring mindfulness to it, it can be truly powerful. You can create beautiful memories and a very rich and blessed season. And that's what I want for each and every one of you. And today this season is extra special for me for a couple of reasons, I should say. So yesterday was my dad's birthday. So we're going to be celebrating this weekend and excited about that as we celebrate the gift that he is to us. And today is my husband's birthday as well. So I just want to wish Andrew happy birthday. So honored and blessed to have you in my life and to be on this journey with you today. And I look forward to all of what the coming years will bring. And so the holidays for me become extra special. I get to celebrate two special men in my life. We get to celebrate families coming together. And I want to make sure as we're doing all of that, that we remember to do it in a mindful way, in a joyful way, in a meaningful way. And so I want us to take a moment today and just think about what are those things that you can celebrate today? What are those things that you want to bring meaning to and richness to and mindfulness, purposefulness to? Let's take a moment and just reflect on that. Beautiful. And you might hear in my voice that my voice is a little bit scratchy today. We recently went on a cruise to celebrate. So my husband and I, we did a lot of celebrating this month. So we got to celebrate our 10th wedding anniversary. Officially, it was in November. That was our 10th anniversary, and we worked our schedules where we could take some time and go on a beautiful cruise together and celebrate that. And we took that time out purposely and mindfully during the busyness of the season so that we could spend that time together celebrating and connecting, and then come back into our season and our kind of plug back into our lives in the season in a refreshed, joyful, and purposeful way. So I'm enjoying the celebrating, and I'm also grateful to have that time to stop, pause with all of you, and take a breath and really think about those things that we are celebrating in our life, that we appreciate, that we're carving out times for ourselves to refocus and to recharge so that we can take those steps forward. And a reminder that you can even do that during the holiday season. You can carve out moments for you. And I want to encourage you to do that. Again, I'm so honored and grateful to have you joining us today. I want to encourage you, those of you who are driving, please stay safe, both hands on the wheel, just inwardly tuning into our conversation, but making the choice to purposely, fully be here to receive everything that is here for you today. because I know there's something here for you by the very nature that you are tuning in mindfully and purposely. That means there is something here for you today. So I want to make sure you're able to receive everything that is available. Those who are able to, that are not driving, please put both feet on the floor. Put one hand on your heart, one hand on your head, and take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth like through a straw. Wonderful. The reason we put the hand on the top of your head and on your heart is to remind you, keep breathing, to bring all of you in, mind, body, heart, soul, and spirit, that we're all fully here. Go ahead and close your eyes. You're absolutely safe. And in this quiet space, what is it that you need today? What is it that will uplift and encourage you, empower you, and support you to be fully present, to be mindful and purposeful even in the hustle and bustle of this season? What is it that you need today to support you, empower you, encourage you? What do you need? Just feel into that information. And I'm going to add to this. What is it that you need and are willing to receive, because you have choice? So what is it that you need and are willing to receive? See if that shifts or alters that information a little bit. Great. Receive that information. Go ahead and come back fully into the room. Another deep breath. Eyes open, fully present. Beautiful. What we're going to do is go around our virtual room here as we connect in with our amazing guests that are supporting us today. They're going to help us in being mindful and purposeful during the holidays. So I'm excited to have them joining us. And I want to see what was laid on their heart when they took a moment to stop, pause, listen, and receive. And with that, Maria, I'd like to start with you. What was laid on your heart when we took a moment to stop, pause, and listen?
I was reminded, Rebecca, about how important it is for me to refocus. I need to pause for that and listen carefully about what I'm being led to do.
Beautiful. And it's so much easier to do what we're led to do when we listen and can hear it. So I love that.
And we have to pause to make that happen, right? We get so caught up in the hustle and bustle.
Exactly. And the noise all around us. So really beautiful, beautiful reminder to pause and listen and then refocus. Beautiful. Thank you. Dr. Kimberly, how about you? What was laid on your heart?
Well, Maria, I just got a huge smile hearing what you had said, because I have something very similar, and that is to remember, especially during the busy time, to remember to check in with ourselves, just kind of step away mentally for a bit, check in with our intuition, and just trust that. And going forward, because I think for me it changes my focus as well.
So beautiful. Thank you for sharing in that, checking in with ourselves, because we can forget to do that. And then when we check in, we're not always trusting what we're being told. So I love that reminder to check in and trust the information that you're receiving. Really beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
And listeners, how about you? What was laid on your heart when you took a moment to stop, pause, and listen? And breathe for a moment and see what was being laid on your heart. As we get ready to go to our first commercial break, and those beautiful updates and information is being shared with you, I want you to listen as that's playing in the background. and give yourself these 2 minutes. Our commercial breaks are 2 minutes. Give yourself those 2 minutes to really listen and receive what was being laid on your heart and where you're being led, how you're being led. Give yourself a moment to really hear, breathe, receive everything that is being given to you. And with that, we'll look forward to continuing our conversation in just 2 minutes.
Be sure to friend us on Facebook. You can do it right now. Visit facebook.com/Voice America or search for us at keyword Voice America.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Get Unchained. Tune in every Monday for Jane Unchained on the Voice America Influencers channel, featuring nationally recognized best-selling author, TV journalist, and social media influencer Jane Velez Mitchell. This program takes you inside a trending lifestyle that's the next wave of human evolution. It all starts on your plate. If you want to revolutionize your life, get happier, more energized, then discover the secret. Tune in to Jane Unchained Mondays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time and 1 p.m. Eastern Time on the Voice America Influencers channel. Rebecca Hall-Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Have you had a chance to check out Voice America's online magazine and blog? If you love our hosts and shows, check out articles that give an even deeper perspective, plus topics about health and fitness, movie reviews, philosophy, business tips and tactics, spirituality, positive thought, current events, and even more about your favorite host. It's just a click away at blog.voiceamerica.com. That's blog.voiceamerica.com. The Voice America Press Blog. All access, all the time. We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes, that you gave yourself that opportunity to stop, pause, and breathe, and to listen to the wisdom, the insight, the direction that is being spoken into your heart and into your spirit. You'll have opportunities throughout the show to do that. And I want to encourage you to use those times to really give yourself the opportunity to listen, to receive. And part of being mindful during the holidays is remembering to take those pauses, to breathe, just check in, and it can move as quickly as 20 seconds, 30 seconds, a minute to be able to shift the energy, stop, pause, listen, and receive great insight through breath and through stillness. So we're very honored to have you joining us. And today we are talking about mindfulness. And we have two amazing experts you got to hear on a heart level during our opening portion of the show. And now we're going to go in deeper to our conversations where they're going to share some wisdom and insight to support us on our journey. And there's some exciting announcements as well that we're going to get to share and celebrate with you as well. So our first amazing expert, her name is Dr. Kimberly Scher. She is a teen breakthrough expert with Raising Unstoppable Teens. She's a podcast host, has over 15 years experience working with parents and teens to raise the next generation of leaders. She's a #1 international best-selling author multiple times over, has an MA in counseling psychology, a PhD in humanistic science, and has been quoted in major media as a top professional by ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox. And this year, she received Best Education Consultant of 2019. So let's lean in. And wait. There's even more. I don't want to miss any piece of this. I just got so excited. So congratulations. I'm going to take a moment and say congratulations on that. You're welcome. That beautiful achievement. And she is passionate about helping teens become unstoppable. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful Dr. Kimberly Scher to the show. Welcome.
Woo-hoo. Thank you, Rebecca.
You are welcome. Thrilled to have you here today. And I just have so much I'm excited about us talking about, and looking at my list here, I'm trying to figure out where I want to start. So let's start with why. Why is it important to you to help raise unstoppable teens? And what do you mean by unstoppable?
That's a fantastic question. So for me, unstoppable means really not letting anything get in your way of living a truly happy and fulfilled life and achieving whatever your dreams are, and to never stop dreaming and working towards achieving those. So that's what unstoppable means to me. And the reason I feel like it's so important for teens is because I would just like to equip them with the skills and best practices and the mindset to start living an unstoppable life now, instead of struggling or, waiting until they're 40, 50, or 60 years old to deal with some of their challenges of standing in their way. So
beautiful. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that, because I know unstoppable is so core to what you're doing and bringing forward, and we're going to share about a little bit that is coming forward. That I wanted to make sure we're on the same page with what that meant, what you mean by unstoppable. And I know what a gift to be able to develop some of that skill set in our early teens, instead of, like you were saying, waiting till 40, 50, and 60 to try to figure out how to stand a little bit more in our power, or what matters to us, or what's important to us. What a gift to be able to have support along the way. So I celebrate that. And I'd love to tie this into mindfulness. So how does mindfulness apply to unstoppable teens? Does it connect? Is that important in raising up unstoppable teens?
It's core to being unstoppable, because my philosophy is equal to yours. It really is all about choice. And oftentimes, and especially for teenagers, it's difficult to, I guess, remember that, because it's so easy to get wrapped up in our stories and our excuses, and we forget that we truly are in choice, and to be mindful of that. And then the other piece to it is really becoming more aware, because if you're not aware of something, then you can't obviously change it. So the more that we can bring into our awareness, and then have the skills to spin those around to where they really work for us and empower us, then I just think that we can create the transformation and achieve what we want to achieve in life.
I love that. So, and that awareness then we can reverse engineer that to how did we get that result? And is that the result that is serving us and helping us move where we want to go? And if it isn't, being able to shift that and always going back to that choice. But if we don't have that awareness, if we're not connecting in, it's hard to know. And we just are having life kind of happen to us versus being a little bit more proactive in it, which is so important. So I love that you're raising unstoppable teens and really helping them navigate those waters and develop those skills so they can move forward those things that do matter to them and hopefully get the results they're looking for instead of the others that they're not looking for. So I think both on a short-term and long-term basis. So I think that's important. And I want to tie this into something special that you are bringing forward on January 8th. So I want everybody to write this date on your calendar, January 8th, 2020. So remember when we flip to the new calendar, we want to mark that date because Dr. Kimberly is going to be bringing forward a powerful book. And when we launch it on that day, it's going to be available for the special rate of $1 for the first 24 to possibly 48 hours. So I'm going to pass the floor over to you, Dr. Kimberly. I'd love for you to share the title, the tagline, and a little bit about this amazing book that is now going to be available on January 8th.
Thank you. I am super excited about this book. It's titled Unstoppable Teens, A Parent and Teen Guide to Teen Empowerment, Fulfillment, and Achievement. And it really consists of 7 elements from purpose, and it peaks at leadership. And it's really based on, again, that change or transformation really happens from within and not so much, outside in. So it's really helping teens to discover more about themselves and their purpose and, enhancing their self-esteem, and there's quizzes and interactive exercises, and I'm super excited about this book. And the other neat thing is that the book is divided into 2 sections. So it's like 2 books in one. One is primarily for the parents, and that is taking the same topic that I discussed with the teens, but it's more in line with how, as a parent, you can support your teen in developing the skills that's presented in the book for the teens. And then, of course, the second part of the book is devoted solely for teens. So, and the other thing, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I just add this, is that each chapter also ends with questions for the teen on how to take it from a me to a we mindset. So how they can, apply their skills or what they learned or their awareness and so forth, and how they can contribute to the greater good.
Beautiful. I love that. This book is so powerful and exciting. I've had the opportunity to read it as it's been created. And I will tell you, I love the exercises. I love the information that you bring in teens. It's so empowering and positive and supportive in helping you become more of who you are and who you're created to be. And then parents, the exercises and the insights are incredible as well and are empowering in your everyday walk. So I love how this book is going to serve so many people in so many powerful ways. And it's interactive, and you even have beautiful graphics, which I think is nice because it adds a beautiful style and fun to the powerful and interactive information that you've created in this book. So again, the book is going to be launching on on January 8th on Amazon. You'll be able to get the electronic version, the Kindle version, for that special $1 rate for the first 24 to 48 hours. So make sure to put that on your calendar. I don't want anyone to miss out on being able to add this amazing resource to your library. And then I was just thinking, there's so much that you're bringing forward. So just to give you a little bit of a highlight, keep watching Dr. Kimberly. You're going to hear from her several times on our show throughout the year because she's launching and bringing forward so many powerful things, including journals to support both the teen and the parents on their journey. She's got these beautiful decks of cards that she's creating that are fun and interactive, as well as a part 2 and a playbook, not a workbook, a playbook that will be coming forward as well. So stay tuned. There's much more that we're going to get to talk with Dr. Kimberly and learn from her and be inspired by her. The first key date, though, that you do want to put on your calendar is January 8th. Make sure that you put that on your calendar. And before we go to our next commercial break, I'd love for you to share a piece of advice or a tip or something we can reflect on during these 2 minutes.
Think you've seen everything there is to see in online television? Let us surprise you. Visit voiceamerica.tv today for sports, health, business, and more on demand 24/7.
Rebecca Hall-Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Sustainable success is just around the corner. If you are an entrepreneur, business leader, or anybody looking for their next level of success, tune into Sustainable Success with host Chris Salem. Did you know that the path to success is a long path that started many years ago? The path you started on then determines what is happening now. Chris and his amazing guests in their field will help you navigate the path to sustainable success every Thursday at 12 noon Eastern Time and 9 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit empoweredconnectionstv.com. That's empoweredconnectionstv.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Change starts here. Change starts now. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope that you enjoyed those 2 minutes. Sorry that we jumped to the 2 minutes so fast, but Dr. Kimberly is going to share her piece of advice and tip for us at the end of the show. So do make sure to stay on for that. We wanted to make sure we got to share that beautiful piece of advice and reminder with you as you get ready to go back out into the world. So be looking forward to that. Dr. Kimberly will be sharing again at the end. But now we wanted to introduce our next amazing guest. I know you're going to love her. So Maria Thomas Keegan is a career and life coach for women who specializes in transition, what she calls the upside downs in life. She has 30 plus years experience in corporate management and lots of experience in her own navigation of upside down moments. And that has led her to have great compassion, support, and a desire to really help women who feel they need to be in charge of everything and superhuman and handle everything and more on their plate to be able to be supported themselves and empowered. So when those moments happened, they're able to transition through in a much more powerful and empowered and supported way. Maria is an award-winning author, a top-rated podcast host, and she's absolutely passionate about helping you powerfully navigate your transitions. Please lean in and warmly welcome the powerful Maria Thomas Keegan to the show. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. It's a pleasure to be here.
You are welcome, Maria. I'm thrilled to have you joining us. And we have lots of great things that we get to talk about, which I'm looking forward to in our conversation. And I know you are really an expert in not only supporting through transitions, but creating mindfulness practices in our lives. So I'm really looking forward to having you share with us today. But before we dig into that, I'd love for you to share a little bit about why this work of helping women in particular through those upside downs in life is personally so important to you.
Oh, boy. That's a great question. It's important to me because I didn't do it so well myself in the beginning. And I've been through a lot of changes over the years at the same time or during life, right? So I still had to show up in my career, for my family, for my friends, and all of my obligations, even though I was going through a time that kind of knocked me off my foundation. And I didn't always do it very well. So I had to learn how to wear the mask when the mask was necessary, because I had to show up with a smile on my face, and be able to take it off again and allow myself to feel. And I had to learn how to do that. And in that process, I realized how I was putting tools in my treasure chest that I could take out the next time life turned me upside down.
And what a beautiful gift in the midst of that, realizing you're building a toolbox, that this can be used for good and can be used for moments that we have in life where we do have transitions or things change, that you're developing these skills and tools. And I love that you now have created platforms so that you're sharing that wisdom, those tools, those insights with women around the world, so they don't have to learn the hard way, but can actually start to build that toolbox in their life now. That's a real gift to all of us.
Thank you. It's one of the things that gets me up every morning.
I love that. Yes. And we've been talking about mindfulness. I thought we could start our conversation there with what are some of the benefits, especially when there's transitions or things that you're going through. What are some of the benefits or the importance to tapping into mindfulness during the holidays and beyond?
You know, when we are living in the present moment, when we allow ourselves to do that undistracted and observing rather than judging what's going on in our lives right now, we can benefit from that mindfulness in a lot of ways. For starters, it's a great stress reliever. And mindfulness helps us promote positive thinking. When we notice a negative thought coming in, we can intentionally acknowledge it and replace it with something positive. And we can gain deep and meaningful insights about ourselves when we turn inward to explore what's right in front of us. And I have seen all too often the condition called burnout when clients focus on mindlessly doing, just going through the motions and not really paying attention to the stress it's causing. And mindfulness activities done on a regular basis can help mitigate that burnout. Beautiful. And we also can develop amazing coping mechanisms to use each time life turns us upside down. Along with learning to cope and thrive, it builds emotional resilience. So we can bounce back more easily each time we're knocked down.
Beautiful. And I love how you're sharing this way we can observe and learn about ourselves and what is supportive of ourselves, instead of sometimes being critical or harsh or adding negative thoughts to the negative thoughts towards ourselves, that we can instead look at it as an opportunity to learn, to recenter, to grow our tools, to build our resilience so that we can bounce back, because there are curveballs that are thrown at us in life. And we can be struggling with a loss, and that can be particularly challenging during this time of the year when we're hearing Christmas songs and memories and those types of things, being struggling with a loss. And I'd love for you to share a little bit about how we can be supported in that.
Well, there are so many mindfulness activities that people can do to support themselves, and some of these are great to do with other people, people you trust. One of my favorites is called mindful seeing, and it requires nothing more than sitting quietly in a place, looking out a window or sitting in nature, and sitting very consciously being quiet. And I advise my clients to think about shapes and colors and sizes and motion rather than labels like a flower or a leaf or a bird. And they engage all their senses that way. And I ask them, what do you notice? As they are looking, I ask them to describe to me everything they experience moment to moment. And this includes noticing their breathing, like you were talking about before, how they are feeling, what they are sensing. And I suggest they just observe and not make any judgments about what they see or hear or feel or think. And they may during that time, they may become distracted by a thought. And I just bring them back to the moment so that they can mindfully see again. It's an easy and kind of total immersion in mindfulness that can be very relaxing. And I think it can also be empowering to acknowledge how much we take for granted in our surroundings and how much beauty is really there each and every moment, right in front of us, right in our lives. So I like to do this myself whenever I'm out for a walk or just sitting quietly with a cup of tea. It just centers me beautifully.
Well, and as you were saying that, I could feel in your voice that sensation of just focusing in on the shape and being, and as you were sharing, observing what's around you and kind of bringing yourself back and very present. An underlying message that I was hearing in that is it's enough to just be in this moment and space and breathing and observing. And there was an ease and a support in it that there's not any other thing you need to be worried about or responsible for or doing in that moment, but breathing and observing. And it felt beautiful.
Yeah, gratitude comes up for me a lot, just being grateful.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. And I also wanted to have you share about some of the tools and resources you've created, especially around mindfulness and transitions, and to support us, because these are some beautiful tools that we can tap into during the holiday season. They can be great gifts, and they're things that can support you in the new year and beyond. So I'd love for you to share a little bit about your book and journal and anything else on your heart that you'd like to make us aware of.
Well, I love to share stories. So one of the things I have created is a book called Upside Down to Right Side Up, Turning Transition into Triumph. And I wrote this book to help women get through and beyond those life-changing events that turned them just upside down and inside out. I wrote the book, and I created a companion journal to share those stories, life strategies, and proven techniques so women can learn from others, start to think about things differently, and engage in activities that teach them new ways to approach this next season in their life. So my book and the journal, they're available on Amazon, and they do make a beautiful gift set for a woman who you may know and you don't know how to help her, and she doesn't know how to ask for help. Giving a book is a great way to show your love and support.
And the stories are inspiring and thought-provoking and uplifting, and sometimes it's so helpful to know we're not alone. And then being able to capture some of our thoughts and observe is really, really beautiful. So again, do you mind sharing the title one more time, and so they can go to Amazon and find it?
Certainly. It's Upside Down to Right Side Up, Turning Transition into Triumph.
I love that. Transition into triumph. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. And
Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. Is there anything else on your heart that you'd like to share with us about mindfulness or transitions that would be supportive? We're getting ready to go to our next commercial break, and I'd love to give them some points to reflect on.
Just, one thing, create an environment for yourself of openness and awareness and acceptance of who you are and how you feel and what you're thinking, so that without any judgment, with love.
Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. So listeners, as we get ready to go into our next commercial break, I want you to think about what would that environment look like? What would be supportive? How does it feel? What senses would be supported? Observations, perhaps there's a candle there. What is it? A journal that would support you in that environment, so you can start to create that place, that sanctuary for you to be able to go in and take a moment to support you and be mindful. So as we go to this next 2-minute moment, I want to encourage you to think about that, and then also give yourself time to process what is being laid on your heart and your spirit from the conversations we've been having with Dr. Kimberly and Maria. And with that, we'll look forward to talking to you in just 2 minutes.
Follow us on Twitter at VoiceAmericaTRN. Get the lowdown on guests, new shows, and your favorites. That's VoiceAmericaTRN. Announcing a powerful new TV channel featuring programs designed to enhance and transform your life. Make powerful connections, one program at a time. And by doing so, we can bring transformation to the world. Tune in each week to Empowered Connections TV as we add new programs to help you make empowered connections of your own. Visit EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. That's EmpoweredConnectionsTV.com. And make the most of an incredible life transformation.
There's a new force to be reckoned with in talk radio. It's Not Just Talk Radio, hosted by LaTanya Jr. and co-hosts Tina Wynn and Tony Brown. Not Just Talk Radio is like a superhero, inspiring, problem-solving, and informing, packed with action-provoking conversations from news, movements, and social and politics issues. This program is about a wide range of voices and fresh points of view from experts, celebrities, and you, the listener. Not Just Talk Radio is broadcast live Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific on the Voice America Influencers Channel.
Rebecca Hall-Greider's Speaker Talent Search is looking for speakers wanting to get on more stages. With just one audition, you could open the doors to hundreds of speaking opportunities, reach more people, and expand your impact. Finalists get to audition live in front of leaders looking to fill all kinds of speaking opportunities. Apply now at SpeakerTalentSearch.com. That's SpeakerTalentSearch.com. We look forward to hearing your message.
Become a member of VoiceAmerica.com. It's easy, and best of all, it's free. Start out by going to our homepage or any of our channels and click register at the top. Once you've created an account and signed in, you can create your own custom library, opt into our newsletter, search by show, host, guest, or topic of interest, or browse millions of hours of content across all of our Voice America radio channels. Membership gets you more. Visit VoiceAmerica.com today to get started and tailor the listening experience to your taste.
We don't follow, we lead. Join us, the Voice America Influencers Channel.
You're listening to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greider. If you have a question or comment for Rebecca or her guest, we'd love to hear from you. Please call into the program at 1-866-472-5795. That's 1-866-472-5795. You may also send an email to Rebecca at yourpurposedrivenpractice.com. Now back to Empowering Women, Transforming Lives.
Welcome back, everyone. I hope you enjoyed those 2 minutes. They had an opportunity to stop, pause, and think about what would that place feel and look like that you get to go to and have that space support you and build that mindful practice into your life. Perhaps you gathered and gained some tools to add to your toolbox to support you through transitions, to support you in being mindful in the holidays and beyond. Some of the tools that we talked about was breath. We got to experience that together, taking breath, pausing, listening, and observing can be really, really powerful tools. And we talked about supporting and empowering others as well, and how that is so important, especially when we're looking at those amazing teens in our life, that we can come alongside them and support them on their journey too. And I have so enjoyed this time with all of you leaning in, where we get to connect and be present and be mindfully choosing to connect together, heart, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And I wanted to give you an opportunity to go deeper with our guests today. So I've asked each of them to share their contact information so you're able to connect with them and go deeper and follow them in social media. And I have asked them to each give us a piece of advice or tip that we can carry with us as we go back out into the world. So with that, I'd love to start with you, Maria, if you could share your contact information and then a piece of advice or tip for us.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Probably the best way to reach me and see all that I'm doing is on my website, which is transitionandthrivewithmaria.com. And I also have a podcast that is called Tips for the Transition. It's on our HGTV network, the Empowered Connections channel, weekly on Wednesdays at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You know, the tip I have is about mindfulness itself. It is a practice, and it doesn't come easily often unless we make it a choice to do on a regular basis. So it's easy. There are lots of practices. There are lots of activities we can do to create that practice of mindfulness. But I don't want people to get discouraged when there are distractions. It just takes, recentering, regrouping, refocusing, and staying within that mindfulness moment.
Beautiful. And I love this reminder that it's a practice, which means we can practice it and we can build that skill and be kind and supportive to ourselves as we're learning and becoming more centered and being able to pause and be mindful in the moment. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And Dr. Kimberly, I'd love for you to share your contact information. Remind us one more time the launch date of your book and the beautiful title. And then I'd love for your tip or piece of advice that we can take with us.
Thank you. So my contact information is you could visit my website at www.af as in Frank, I, the number 4, me.com. That's AFI for me.com. And yes, please mark your calendar for January 8th, 2020 for the book launch, Unstoppable Teens, a Parent and Teen Guide to Teen Empowerment, Fulfillment, and Achievement. So yes, for what you said, 24 hours at least, maybe 48 hours, they'll be able to get the digital version for just $1. So I'm super excited.
Yay!
Yay! Congratulations.
Thank you. I felt that. My heart is warm. That was beautiful, you guys. And a tip. It's, the end of the year. So for me, it's really reflecting. And do this with your teens at the dinner table and, ask them questions about maybe some of their biggest accomplishments or maybe there was a value or something that they were practicing that they wanted to become more kind or generous or whatever it is. And ask them to kind of just do a scan of the past year and see if, in what situations they showed up as that. Or, like I said, if there was some significant accomplishments they made throughout the year. Because I think, Maria was talking about mindfulness, and that's the theme of this show. And questions really help us to direct our attention to be more mindful. And even if your teen may not have an answer for you right away, the fact that you're opening up a conversation about it or asking them the question will encourage them to think about it and become more aware.
Oh, yeah. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate that. And boy, the power of questions that we can reflect on for ourselves and to support each other in doing that and reflecting and looking back and then looking forward too is so powerful. And to be able to support each other in that, I think is really beautiful. So thank you for sharing. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
And then listeners, thank you for joining us today, being a powerful part of our program and show. And I want to encourage you as you go back out into the world to choose to build some mindful moments in your day. Build some mindful moments in your lives. I love that dinner conversation idea of taking a moment to stop, pause, and reflect and ask yourself some questions and an accomplishment or something you move forward, something you can celebrate. And as you look ahead at the new year, what are some practices that you want to bring forward, that you want to celebrate and build into your life? And remember that wherever you go, whatever you do, you are beautifully and wonderfully made on purpose for such a time as this. And I believe the greatest gift you can give is the gift of you. So be willing to share the gift of you. Be willing to bloom where you're planted and shine. Have an amazing week, everyone. We'll talk to you in the new year.
Thank you for joining us this week for Empowering Women, Transforming Lives. Please tune in again for another edition with your host, Rebecca Hall-Greiter, next Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Influencers Channel. And join us for a replay of the show every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, on the Voice America Empowerment Channel. Have a beautiful week, and may you always bloom where you're planted and shine.